YouTube. Today's video, I want to chime in with a quick impromptu video. In today's video, I want to decode what's going on in Chicago. Obviously, I'm from there, and I also want to break down to you guys what's also going on around the world. And I've talked about this plenty of times and stuff like that, on my different channels. You know what I'm saying? YouTube, they took my main channel, King603Joey, and then like a couple weeks ago, they took my backup channel. You see what I'm saying? So now I'm using another one of my backup channels and shit. Motherfucking agents just keep pulling up, bro. That shit weird, bro. Motherfucking agents keep pulling up. Get your bitch ass out of here, faggot. What the fuck? Niggas is weird. But anyway, I talked about this a lot of my channels, and I've been talking about it again because some people get the best and some people don't. But first things first, I want to say shout out to Trenches News. A lot of people say, "Oh, he a rat, he this, he that," but folks actually really cool. And when you actually break down what he did, folks were looking out for himself and looking out for his homies, because he testified against O Block 6 in an FBG Duck murder case because he used to be cool with Duck. Like, Duck was one of his homies. And also, if you don't know that much about Trenches News, folks used to be over there with O Block too. You see him saying he know King Vine. King Vine know him. Rest in peace, King Vine. He know Dirk. He know Lil J. He know all these people. You see what I'm saying? And I salute him. You feel me? Because folks still out here doing this thing, and he actually know a lot of shit about what's going on. I haven't really heard him talk about the body part shit and the organs and shit like that, but that's what's really going on. So this has already been a plan in the making for fucking 50 to 100 some years. I know a lot of people gonna say, "Damn, why? How you know this? How you know all this info? Woo, 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 blah blah blah." One, I'm from Chicago. Two, I'm a scholar. I do my research. A lot of people from Chicago are very smart. You know what I'm saying? Kind of illiterate too, but very smart. You know what I'm saying? It's just we just born into difficult situations, and when you're born into a difficult situation, sometimes it's hard to get out of that, and you become a product of your environment. Not saying that people want to be a product of the environment. That's just how this shit go. This is death by design. Now, I'm not making no excuses saying you can't get out the city and all that type of shit because I got out the city. You know what I'm saying? I even went back to the city too. And when I went back, shit was still fucked up the same way. You know what I'm saying? And that's just a trick that people will put out there for you. Oh, nigga, you a bitch. You scary. Ooh, that's just a trick. Take and kill you. Why would you want somebody to take your life? Like, come on, man. It's just the truth. And the reason why all this violence and shit is going on and why it's still going on is because when these corrupt elites or the government, because it's not everybody in the government, but most definitely the police is involved. Chicago PD is most definitely involved. I probably won't say all of them, but the higher up members and shit, they know what the fuck going on. And I ain't gonna lie, they do their best to try to stop it, but they ain't doing all they can do. Like, for example, the reason why there's so much killing going on is because a lot of these gangs and stuff, and just people who will try to protect themselves and their family, they being used as pawns by the government and by these corrupt elites. Because after they pulled off the Kanika Jenkins scandal, which Kanika Jenkins really ain't Kanika Jenkins, it was foul play involved with that Freemasonry and stuff, where they switched death certificates and all that type of stuff. And them same people who was involved in Kanika Jenkins shit, they had something to do with ZACKYV being killed. See, a lot of people don't know this. You see what I'm saying? ZACKYV was working for Frank Markel and David Pena. They billionaire organ harvesters, organ traffickers that's in Chicago, and they own the Crown Plaza Hotel on the west side of Chicago in Rosemont. You do your research on Rosemont, Illinois. That's another village that's in Illinois, just like Harvey, Markham, motherfucking even Chicago. All these are villages, but Chicago is like the big village because it's like, come on, that's where the city at, downtown, all that stuff, blah blah blah. But all these so-called what they call suburbs, they're not suburbs, they're villages. But but it's all in the Chicagoland area, so it's still Chicago because it's Cook County. See, niggas will try to confuse you. Nigga, that ain't Chicago, nigga. If it's in Cook County, it's still Chicago. You see what I'm saying? And the only place that's really not Chicago, that's in the Chicagoland area, is Joliet. That's Will County. That's something totally different, but it's still in that area. So that drill culture is most definitely out there too. See, a lot of people don't know this because they're not from out there. They just go off what they see on the news. But a lot of this bloodshed and shit is happening because it's being provoked. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these people, they teaming up with people that's in the city and shit. They don't even know who these people is. They don't even know what these people do. But a lot of these people, they are working for Freemasons. They are working for Satanists. They are working for demons. They working for these people, and they carrying out what these people want to do. And these people want to continue more bloodshed because this is how they're getting money, extra money on the side to just fuel organ trafficking. And they're using a lot of this money to pay for a lot of shit like businesses and stuff like that. They're using this organ trafficking money to, to launder their money and to cover themselves. Because yeah, they might get shot up and all that shit. But when they do the autopsy and shit, they can still go in the body and look at all the organs and tissues that is still viable that they can harvest and they can still sell. Just because they get organs might be fucked up or whatever. Okay, cool, damn, they might take a loss on that. But it's still tissues and stem cells, all this different shit, blood samples and shit, eyes, hair, all that shit that these motherfuckers can still sell. You see what I'm saying? Arms and shit, body parts and shit like that. They sell to these medical universities and shit. Because a lot of universities, that's high ranking universities, they have medical courses. And how you think these medical courses, how you think medicine is advancing? It's advancing by, you know, cadavers, which is a medical terminology for a dead body. It's a cadaver. It's something that's used for medical research. You see what I'm saying? And they doing the same shit here in Phoenix because right now I'm currently in Phoenix. You know what I'm saying? AKA Tempe, whatever you want to call it. And they do the same thing here too. You see what I'm saying? But it's not as much violence, but they kind of it is violence, but it's not like bad as Chicago. But how they do it here with they organ harvesting and shit is they lie to the families. Like for example, family members who pass away, and the family can't afford to bury them, or this shit just happened out the blue, or even if they can afford to bury them, they say, "Nah, we're not gonna do that." My dad, my uncle, my mom, whatever, etc., etc., etc. They said they wanted to donate their body to science, so they take it to one of these little uh, tissue donor places. And these places say they gonna do this, this, and that. They gonna cremate the body parts, and then they gonna see the ashes. But the time the ashes really be cat litter and sand and all type of other shit, and that really ain't even your family member. It's somebody else's body parts and shit like that. And they sell them for double, triple to these motherfucking medical universities, and a lot of these parts, especially out here in Phoenix, they be diseased. You see what I'm saying? And they was doing that shit in Detroit too, Arthur Rathburn and shit like that. All this shit is connected. All these people is connected. Just because them niggas in jail, federal prison, don't mean they still don't have connects and people that's still in business working for them. You see what I'm saying? Because nigga Arthur Rathburn was doing this shit in Detroit. Detroit is literally right there by Chicago. You see what I'm saying? Detroit, Michigan is another place that has a whole bunch of high class universities, just like Ohio, Cleveland, Iowa, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucking Wisconsin, all these different places, you know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, you got some states that still like small Native American territories and shit like that. They might have little small colleges and shit like that. And they probably still doing that shit out there too. But it's mainly with these big universities and shit because they paying top dollar because they're like, damn, we need a motherfucking human head by next week, and we willing to pay whatever. You got it? Okay, cool. Boom, 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 boom. So this type of shit that's going on. So they use the drill music and the drill culture to fuel more violence to get their numbers up in the private prison system, aka Vanguard, aka BlackRock, which is the two biggest private prison industries in America, or if not the world. And then you got the drill music and shit like that where these people they just killing each other, and it's just a smorgasbord for more and more organs and shit like that. So that's what's really going on in the city. And like I said, a lot of these young dudes and these gang members, whatever, a lot of these people are misled. They don't know what the fuck going on. They think they fight the ops and shit like that. But this is all done by design strategically to get this type of stuff to go on. You see what I'm saying? So shit deep, man. And that's what happened to ZACKYV. Like ZACKYV was used as a catalyst. ZACKYV didn't even know what the fuck he was doing. He just thought, he was a blogger up and coming, which he was. He was doing his thing and shit like that. He got caught with a gun when he was like 27 or something like that. Did a couple years in prison. After he got out of jail, he changed his life around and just started doing the blog and shit. And it blew up for him. And he just started linking up with other people. But the people he was already in contact with, I'm not sure if they gave him the whole rundown or whatever the case may be. But that's what ZACKYV, that was his whole purpose, was to spread the drill culture all throughout America, or as far throughout America as he can before he was killed. And I don't know if a lot of y'all really keep up with the drill culture, shit like that. But like I said, I'm from Chicago, Harvey, Illinois. A lot of people call it Harvey World and shit like that. I don't really go by the titles and all that shit. It's still all Chicago and shit like that. But like I said, I met ZACKYV one time in person in Walmart while I was doing the job orientation and shit. This was in Country Club Hills, Illinois. This was like what, 2015, 2016. I met Zach and shit. We talked for like, he was on the phone and shit, but we talked for like good 2 or 3 minutes. And then before that, I met him in person. I had talked to him on the phone and shit. This was like 2015. And I was just asking him, like, up and coming and shit. You can look me up on YouTube, spiritual knowledge, conspiracies and shit like that. And Zach was actually into that type of stuff. And he was like, yeah, shorty, I ain't gonna lie to you, woo, woo, woo. To get an interview with me, it's gonna be like 1,500. And I'm like, damn, folks, I gotta hustle that shit up. I ain't got it right now. He was like, okay, cool, just call me back. I'll fuck around and give you a deal. And at that time I was still up and coming on YouTube. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, nigga, I was broke as hell, fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Just going through some trials and tribulations. And then, when I ended up going to Job Corps and shit like that, 2017, ended up graduating 2018. Then I ended up going to AmeriCorps in Triple C. And then when I was at work one day, May 30th, 2018, seen the news right there on YouTube. ZACKYV was killed. You know what I'm saying? South Loop. And I was like, what the fuck? That shit crazy, bro. Like, that shit crazy. It's just fucked up. And if you watch ZACKYV, like Snapchat and shit, this stuff was on Snapchat back then. And, I watched them on YouTube and shit like that, Instagram. It's ZACKYV. He was traveling from Chicago. Folks was going to New York. Folks was going to Milwaukee. He was going to like Florida, all these type of places, California, shit like that. Spread this drill shit. And that's when New York started getting with the drill shit. You know what I'm saying? And then, Milwaukee. The next, Detroit. He was going to Detroit. Fuck with Snapdog and them. Get that drill shit out there. You know what I'm saying? Dex Osama, all these different people, Zach was fucking with. And he just spread that drill culture everywhere to that point where the drill shit got bigger than him. And, it was out of control at that point. And he just really just drilling this shit. And then Zach got killed. And then boom. It was all downhill from there. And that's what's currently going on right now. You know what I'm saying? That's what the shorty XXX Tentacion was blowing up around 2016. That's what you end up beat Fredo and all that type of shit. Like, this is when the drill culture was still kind of in its prime and shit. ZT was still alive, but that was the whole goal, was to get these up and coming artists from all different states to kill each other, to get that drill movement, just get it sparking, get it started. Because once one of them shorties get killed, and motherfucker really love them, motherfucker who really love somebody, and they willing to do anything to get revenge for that person or to honor that person's name. So it's all really a super strategic chess play by the elites, man. I'm telling you what I know. I pay attention to what the fuck going on. Oh yeah, I think Zach was going to Philly too, because that's around the time PNB Rocket that was blowing up. A Boogie with the hoodie, all that shit. That's around like what, 2016, 2018, shit like that. I'm telling you, that's when this drill shit was spreading everywhere. But wake the damn up. More videos coming soon, man. Fuck all this